Hello, Warpath commanders. How is everyone? And today we are going to address the eternal question of infantry versus SH super heavy. So basically, there are two units in the game that are used to tank a base. If you go into the classic or the moderns menu, whether you're a new player or an older player, uh, inside Vanguard camp, you have super heavy tanks. So, what is the role of the super heavy? Like in the real battlefield scenario, you send your tanks forward, most heavily armored tanks forward to fight, or either you send the infantry out to fight. Your artillery or your cannons or your howitzers stay at the back, giving the cover fire from the safety because they don't have any armor on them. So either infantry is the queen of the battle that fights on the front, or either it's the tanks that fight on the front because they have armor. Same is the concept in the game. So you have to pick either one of them, one of the tanking units. They can be called sponge units, or like they absorb the damage basically. So when you're attacking anything, you send out the infantry or the heavy or the MB main battle tank first to attack that thing. For example, I'm sending this. Uh, I have 3 units, right? So if I am to attack with a tank, it can absorb the hits while artillery will fire on it and deal damage. So artillery are damage dealers from distance, while tanks take the hits. Same is the role for infantry, and same is the role for SH or MB, whichever you want to use. Your medium and heavy tanks convert into MBT when they go into the modern tech. This is the concept. So the eternal question now is whether to go for infantry or SH. I will give you the knowledge that I lacked when I started the game. First of all, you need to know about research. It's very important. It's super important. If you go into the advanced combat, for example, there's an infantry tech tree. There are tank tech trees, artillery, and airplane. Now, if you love playing with a lot of artilleries, you have to go to the artillery tech tree. But if you love a lot of tanks, like you have light tank, you have medium tank, you love heavy tanks, then you need to go to the tank tree. Now, the problem with infantry here is that just for a single infantry unit, you have to do all the tech. Whereas, even if you have helicopters and you love helicopters, or you have super heavy, or you have light and medium tanks, all types of those tanks can be benefited from this tree alone. So this is one of the major disadvantages of picking infantry, because when you do pick infantry as a sponge unit, you have to do whole of its tech separately just for that one unit. Whereas if you do the tank tech, you might be having multiple tank units in your lineup, and this is where the benefit for picking a SH or super heavy comes in handy over infantry, because you are not just singularly picking super heavy, you are also benefiting the other light tank MBTs, helicopters even, through this tech. And it's not just the case for advanced, there is then modern war as well. You have same divisions as well. You need a lot of resources and badges to complete this whole research. So this is why you need to think really first before loving infantry. I went into the infantry mindset and I loved infantry. I awakened its officers, and then I realized I'll have to do its tech, and then I realized no, it's not worth it. And the second most I think advantage of super heavy over infantry is that when you attack something, like if you are attacking this thing, this is, and when you pull back and you take damage while pulling back, you take hits, your shield of the officers or everything stays intact, so you don't lose a lot while returning from the thing you attacked, whether it was a base of a player or whether it's anything else, bunker or something like that. When you're attacking units or the base of enemy player with infantry, as long as it's in bunker mode, it's gonna perform well, it's gonna soak damage, it's not gonna die too quickly. But as soon as you try to move it on the map, try to drag it back or take it forward or whatever, take it sideways or whatever the case may be. As soon as they are not in the bunker mode, they are like they're gonna die very quick. Especially if there are rocket launchers inside a base. They rocket launchers load up first round salvo of rounds very quickly. So you don't have time to hit a base and then return back to the grid near your own base before taking the first salvo while not in the bunker mode, even if you drag it back. So this is one of the biggest advantages of infantry you have. So if you ask me to go SH or infantry right now, I would say definitely go for SH. Pick SH over infantry. Had you asked me this question like few months ago, a year ago maybe, I would have said go for infantry. But now that I know things better, I would definitely suggest that you should pick SH over infantry. And this is subject to change. Keep that in mind. The officers for infantry might come up next. This is just for 12.5 update. As for now, we have great officers for SH as well, or tanks as well. We have Dawn Anthem Generation 5, which has just arrived. Amazing officer in my opinion. This one is great. Iron Cavalier for SH. If you awaken that and you awaken her, Dawn Anthem and Iron Cavalier, this will be the best combination for SH you can have, but for tanking a base, for starting attack on the base. So in my opinion, right now SH is in the meta. You should definitely go for SH, but it is subject to change. Infantry might get buffed up, might get a lot new good officers for tanking, so it might make a return in the game. But right now, infantry, I would say pick SH over infantry, not just because of this. The single most important reason is the technology that I just showed you. It will take a lot of time just to do that single tree for just single unit. Whereas if you do the tank tree, you will not only benefit your assets, you will benefit the whole line of tanks. So this is one of the major advantages of picking SH over infantry in my opinion. So the eternal question, I lay to rest it finally that SH is sort of better as of now. 12.5 update of the game. If you agree, do let me know in the comments. If you disagree and like infantry, do let me know the reasons why you would pick infantry. Like I can understand if you have all the tech done, tank tech, artillery tech, and maybe airplane tech, which takes a long time, guys. Then you can do infantry, and then if you have infantry, obviously you can pick infantry or SH better. You can pick either then because you will have everything done. But I'm not talking from the Wales perspective. Infantry also sort of in comparison to SH loses more reserves in my opinion. So if you're not someone who is willing to spend on buying the reserves, these units are not for you. That's why I switched from infantry to MBT, because MBT is versatile. I can tank a base with this, I can field in the fight, I can join the groups, I can go and this and that. Infantry you can do group work or field play, but it's very limited. So infantry and SH both are mainly just limited to tanking a base right next to you. So in that regards they are limited. They are not gonna get you kills, they are gonna get killed a lot. So in terms of MBT, I have this like dual use of it, that I can get kills off out of it in a group or even using it alone. So this is why I genuinely like versatile units that have multi-purpose, not just a singular purpose. So I would personally suggest, if you're not a spender and you run out of reserves a lot, don't go for either one of them. Don't even pick SH or infantry, just go for MBT instead. Tank with MBTs. You can tank with MBTs as well, as long as bases are not that strong or you're not in the higher gold veins or something like that. In silver, MBTs are super sturdy and fine, and you can tank the bases because the wall levels are not that high, so you can do it. So do let me know in the comments if you agree with this analysis. This is just my take on the game. I would pick SH over infantry right now. I am an infantry lover, don't get me wrong. I used it, I have officers. Everbloom is still awakened. I don't use it, I feel bad for not using her. She is amazing officer, but still, I would pick SH right now if I had to over infantry, given the meta going on right now.